All right, Coach.
Okay, we have another big road test, top 10 team, great environment. Going to be a very big challenge for our defense, playing one of the top offenses in college football with the best player in college football, playing quarterback. Defensively, they're very aggressive. They take a lot of chances, and so offensively, we're going to have to do a very good job, with our pressures and also scoring points.
Gus, with your defense hitting all the keys, how do you keep Johnny Manziel in the pocket?
Well, I think that's a big challenge. I think that's a question that each week, each defense, tries to scheme up. He finds a way to be effective. It looks like each week, no matter how you play him. Like I said, he's the best offensive player in college football. He's very good within their system, but he's probably even better once things break down. He's a great backyard player. He makes very good decisions and puts a lot of pressure on, the defense.
Gus, as you go through your second road game, both against top 10 teams, do you know more about your team than you did going down to LSU?
We definitely know more about our team, and the fact that we've played a very good team on the road, we learned a lot about our team that night. So I got to believe that we'll handle ourselves better than we did the first time, which we'll definitely need to have a chance.
Any concerns with Nick just having that week off, not being able to practice, really being a little bit rusty? And what do you do to try and get him ready to go this week?
Well, he was locked in during practice last week. He practiced Sunday, looked good. Got another week of practice, and we're past the midway point. If it was early in the season, I'd be concerned, but not too concerned now.
So is he, I mean, he's the guy this week, he's playing?
Yes.
13.
Can you talk about Johnny Manziel in terms of just a fierce competitor that he is, evaluate him in terms of other, guys you've had to scheme against?
Well, I tell you, he's almost like watching a video game sometimes with the stuff he does. But the human side, his competitiveness, his toughness, that's what really stands out to me. I mean, he's an extremely mentally and physically tough individual, and he plays with that edge.
How do you prepare for somebody like Johnny Manziel in practice? Are there certain things that you do to prepare for somebody like that, or can you prepare?
Well, you do the best you can, as far as trying to have somebody simulate him. Nobody can simulate him exactly like he is, but you try to do some things that, at least prepares your defense as good as it can get. And then, once the first quarter kind of ends, then they'll understand the speed and everything that goes with it, and hopefully you're able to adjust better as the game goes on.
How much does that put on your offense to keep pace with a guy like that can put up 500 total yards of offense in a single game?
Yeah, I think, as a coach, strategically, you go into each game with a plan, that then you see how the game unfolds. Every game unfolds differently, and you have to be able to adjust. And obviously, offensively, we'll need to score points. We know that, but we'll see how the game, unfolds.
Hugh Freeze said earlier in the season he was open to, you guys talking after certain opponents. You guys talk after them playing A&M this week?
We talk from time to time about different things. I watched it on TV, so it was impressive what that quarterback was able to do.
I know certain teams have shared some concerns about their defense trying to simulate snap counts but barking things out. You guys address that in practice?
Yeah, well, just like every week, whatever they do, we're going to try to prepare our guys the best we can, and see how things turn out.
Gus, with some of the things Manziel does, as reckless as he can be sometimes, his mistakes have come inside opponent territory this year, as opposed to other times. Very few teams have been able to make him pay for that. How much additional pressure do you think that does put on the offense to where even when he does make a mistake, it may be coming where you're going to have to earn it 75, 80 yards?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're playing a great player like him, definitely strategically, that changes some things, and we're definitely aware of that. We're playing a great offense and a great player, so we're going to have to adjust that offensively and defensively, and really even special teams.
Gus, week to week, how much input do you have on the defensive game plan, and will it change this week? Will you have more in this week, or is it pretty?
Well, I've got a lot of confidence in Coach Johnson. He's one of the best in the business. He's got a great staff, and you know, I'm on top of things, I'll know what we're doing, and, you know, every now and then throw in something, but it's, you know, they're good at what they're doing, and I got a lot of trust, and you can tell the defense is getting better each week, and we're gonna have to be better this week, you know, against this bunch.
With time of possession's kind of gone away, I guess, especially with the hurry-up offenses, and it's more about snaps, I guess, and scoring points, but when you have two teams like this, do you think about maybe slowing it down a little bit and taking some time off the clock?
You know, I think you've got to really see how the game unfolds, and each game unfolds differently. Sometimes you may need to try to keep it away from them, sometimes you need to go a little faster. Whatever your advantage is, you know, is what you need to do, but I mean, obviously, the more you keep the guy on the sidelines, obviously that helps your team, and we understand that, but at the same time, you know, we're pretty good at certain things, so we gotta have that balance, and we'll see how the game unfolds.
Miles, he's been very, very consistent, Manziel. I mean, he's all season long. Is there any games maybe from last season where he's struggled against? You guys look at like Florida and LSU?
Well, we look at everything. I mean, you look at everything to try to get a strategic advantage, but you're exactly right. I mean, the guy doesn't have any off games. He's special. You know, if you're a casual fan, he's fun to watch.
Guys, how did Jeremy evaluate and grade out?
Jeremy did a good job. For the first time ever being on a college, you know, field in front of a lot of people. We thought he did a really good job. You know, obviously we had the one turnover, but he's the type that he's a very intelligent player, and you know, I think he'll have a chance to improve.
Reddit said he was going to be kind of a game plan based moving forward. How are you going to use him? How does he fit into the game plan for this week?
Well, I mean, you know, we don't want to give all our secrets away, but he will be used, you know, from game to game, and we'll try to have either different packages or any way, you know, to help us be successful.
Jonathan Jones is a guy that's just played a little bit this year. Is he gonna be able to play again, or is he?
We're hoping so. You know, it's still a little bit up in the air, but we're hoping that he can be back on the field quick. He's an outstanding player, and I think, you know, when he gets out there, you can really see that.
Reese Dismukes, I think he said he had something like 60 knockdowns this season. Just talk about his progression. He seems to be probably the top guy on your line.
Yeah, Reese has gotten stronger. I mean, I think that's the thing that stands out to me. He's really got out in the weight room, and he's stronger than he was, you know, even last year, and I think that's really helped him.
Can you give us an update on Patrick and Brandon?
Nothing's changed as of right now, but we'll see how that goes.
Looks like Greg Robinson is playing really well. Can you talk a little bit about Greg?
Well, Greg's extremely strong young man, and the more experience he gets, you know, you can see he gets more comfortable in our blocking schemes, and you know, he's a very good pass protector too. So we have a lot of confidence in Greg.
Ellis Johnson said on Sunday that there's not a weak spot in the offense for Texas A&M. I guess what are some of the other challenges that they pose for you guys on offense besides Jeremy
Well,
Manziel?
they've got outstanding receivers, and of course they have the Evans kid, and I think he's, you know, one of the top guys in college football. Their running backs are, you know, as good as anybody in college football. Their line's good. That's kind of what he means by that. I mean, there's not an area that really stands out that you'd say is a weakness. Matter of fact, most of them are strengths. And then when you throw that quarterback in that scrambles around and makes plays, you know, when things break down, that creates huge challenges.
How has Nick looked in the last, obviously he hasn't practiced today, but this Sunday, kind of getting back in the rhythm? Red talked a little about rust, and kind of want to get as many reps as possible, so how has he looked?
Well, you know, all I can go by is Sunday, and he looked pretty good. You know, we didn't like go crazy. We had a 12-period practice, but he looked pretty good, and so hopefully another day of rest, and he'll be, you know, looking good today.
Yes,